go, and I'm going to share some music. Hey, everybody who's joining us on the World Wide Web, in the future, in the past, somewhere at the Washington Federal National Zoo. Hello to the pandas.
Oh, goodbye to the
We'll
pandas.
miss you. We'll miss you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so anyway, today we're going to continue with our quest on folk Americana. And we're getting near the end. We might finish out before the end of the year. It's going to be touch and go. Going to do some Bruce Springsteen, some Sonny Rollins, Everly Brothers, something else I can't remember, Jim Croce. So we're going to cover some good ground. We did, I poured a lot into Tuesday, and so we're gonna revisit some of Tuesday's stuff and apply it to a couple of these songs. So that'll be fun.
Good.
And that's how that goes. So
Sounds good.
yeah, we're gonna start out with Tucson Train. And so Z's are always just scratched. They're just mutes. Just put your fingers over your strings. Or because we're going to start out with a G, you could form your G and you could just stick your pinky up on those strings. And that would mute, just gently stick your pinky up there, and that would, or just lightly rest your fingers on the G form without pressing down, and just. And the idea is that this is the sound of the clickety-clack of the train tracks. Ah. So I've written it as a 4-beat strum on Z, but I kind of like down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Up. And then once you get through that, you hit the G. Regular 4-beat, down, down, up, down. Pull the middle finger off of your G. Keep the other 2 fingers down, so that's your G sus2. And put the finger back down again. So
excuse me, Bob. Is your original sound?
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
It was hard to tell if, when you're doing the silencing, then I couldn't tell for sure, but yeah.
I was doing some research. I was doing some. There we go. How's this? That's not bad. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, the sound of the clickety-clack of the train tracks probably sounds just fine, whether it's original sound on or original sound off. But once you start strumming, then that becomes a problem. Thanks, Jane.
I have a question.
We could not do this without you. Yes, please.
Is the strum down, down, up, down, 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 up, and then down, down, up again, or just down, down, up, down, 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 up, down?
So there's usually in that little box up there, if there's 2 or 3 or 4 different strums used, then I'll list them all. With all of the sheets that we use, if it's a chord and 3 dots, that's a 4-beat strum, which typically is down, down, up, down. If it's got 2 beats, like if you look on the third line here, My Baby's Coming In on the Tucson, a chord and a dot at Tucson, the D and the dot, that's 2 beats, and that would be down, 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 up. Or just 2 down strums, but 2 beats, however you want to work that out. And so the Z's, as I was saying, I've got it written as 4 beats, 4 beats, 4 beats, 4 beats. was just saying, I kind of like it as a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And so that first little section is 4 beats of G. And then you've got 2 hits, G sus2 and G. So that's finger off, finger down, and then tap, tap. And the G sus2 and the G, those 2 beats are 2 beats, and the tap, tap is another 2 beats, so that completes your next 4 beats or your next measure. Come back with a G. And I like this, you know, your G going to C, keeping that middle finger down on that 2nd fret. So when you go to C, that middle finger is hidden, but it lets you pop right back onto G again. So that's your first OUJ acoustic moment of the day. C, hidden finger, back to G. C, G, C, G, tap, tap. C, G, tap, tap. Uh-oh.
Hey there, Bob. I just wanted to point out that there's some on sheet music. It looks really small, and there's a 2nd window to the right of it.
I think that's Ay. As we say in the intergalactic command center, I've got no visibility on that, Jim. Does uh-oh. Got something stuck in my throat. Do most folks have a picture of me and a picture of Tucson train? So I'm not sure what you were saying, Jim.
The sheet music is in the far left. It's much smaller than usual, and to the right of that is a 2nd white window.
I would.
Have equal amount of space on it.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
I usually have it on the far left. That white window, I don't know what, you know, that's just a background for Zoom. I don't want to, let's see if I could.
Yeah, somehow that Zoom window was displaying on the right.
It still is.
There you go.
But now don't you see half of my desktop?
Now I see a lot of purple, which looks really
Yeah. Yeah, so now you see my desktop.
Yeah.
That's the picture that we've had forever, I think.
Normally it doesn't show your desktop when you're sharing these sessions.
Let me ask you this. Can you see the music?
Barely.
Yes, it's small though. It's half size.
But you've got the whole sheet there, right?
Yes.
Can you click on it and change the size on your end?
We make you teeny tiny like your little tiny Tom Thumb.
No, I don't care where I'm at. The music's important and you can hear my voice and I'll describe what we're doing, but you want to see that, you want to be able to see the music.
I think we got it back to pretty much normal side.
All right.
Standing.
Okay. Now here's the thing. Between now and 2 weeks from now, or a week from Tuesday, don't touch your computer.
But Bob, I did what you suggested, that where you adjusted on your own computer the
Yeah.
views, and I put it on 100%, I think, and it got a lot bigger. And
Yeah.
you're
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, fine. Guys, we have so much fun with computers on this program. I just can't even begin to tell you, but that's given my voice time to work out whatever was stuck in my throat. So, G. G sus 2G. C, G. G sus 2. C, G. I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up, headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. My baby's coming in on the Tucson train. Sus G. CG, I came here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain to that voice that keeps me awake at night. A little peace would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. We fought hard over nothing. We fought till nothing remained. I carried that nothing for a long time. Now I carry my operator's license and spend my days just running this crane. My baby's coming in on the Tucson train. Hard work will clear your mind and body. Hot sun will burn out the pain. If they're looking for me, tell them, buddy, I'm waiting down at the station, just praying to the 515. I'll wait all God's creation, just to show her a man can change. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. On the Tucson train. On the Tucson train. Waiting on the 515. Here she comes. Do that again. And a little woo-woo for the train. Woo-woo. Tucson Train, Western Stars album, CD, whatever, 2019. Bruce Springsteen. Highly recommend watching the video if you haven't already. Really neat what they do with the strings. The strings, of course, really make that G sus2 and G stand out, and that C, G. You know, it's do 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 do. You know, it's just fabulous.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Sorry we can't replicate that here, but that's just the way it goes. So now, all the way to 2019, this is like 100 years back, or 90, something like that. 1928, Waiting for a Train, Jimmie Rogers, can you believe that? Looks complicated, I suppose it is complicated. So first things off, coordinate dot, I'm going to try to remember and just do 2 downbeats. Now, to introduce something interesting, of course, you can just play this as 2 beats, 2 beats, 4 beats. And you could do I don't know what I'm trying to do with that that guideline in the little box there, because it don't make any sense. So there's a new chord chart coming out soon. Of course, I've been playing this for the last week in preparation, and I never looked at that chord chart. But I'm just doing 2 beats for the coordinate dot. I'm just doing 2 down strums, and for the 4 beats, you can just do down, down, up, up, down. But what I'm going to try to do myself, what you could try to do, for Wicked Game, you may or may not recall that we would do strum and then the first string, second string, and do that twice. Strum, 1, 2, as in first string, second string, 1, 2. So we go strum, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'm just using my middle finger and index. Middle finger on the first string, index on the second. And so you would hold the chord as shown, but instead of strumming out the 4 beats, you would go strum, 1, 2, 1, 2. And so the timing, I think, is like 1 and 3, and 3, 4, and no, 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 3. I think it's something like that. But you'll see as I play it as we go through this and just kind of look at the different sections. So that's where you have a chord and 3 dots, and we're trying to get four beats out of it. That's where we would do. So we've got G minor 7, and the biggest thrill in my life is when there's a G minor 7 followed by a C7, and you can take that G minor 7 form, that open 2-1-1 form, and just move it down to the 3rd fret, and that's your second position, C7. So you could do G minor 7 twice, slide it, F, 1, 2, 1, 2, slide, F, 1, 2, 1, 2, all around the water, 1, 2, 1, 2. Add a friend for the F7. Waiting for a train, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1,000 miles away from home, sleeping 1, 2, 1, 2 in the rain. So you see how that kind of plays out. We might play it a little bit quicker, but not much. It's a fairly slow song, which lends itself to a nice little pattern like that. So anybody have any questions so far? Well, that's fine. Let's see, anything else that happens? Yeah, it's just going back and forth between two strums and figuring out what you're going to do with the 4 beat sections, where I'm doing a strum and 1, 2, 1, 2, whether you just want to strum that out, which is certainly, sounds great, and that's the way we played it forever. This strum 1, 2, 1, 2, I just thought of this week as we're kind of looking at this and looking at different strum patterns and how to make songs that we played one way for a long time, make them sound a little bit different, and incorporate strum patterns or strum and picking patterns into songs where we haven't used them before. So it's kind of an interesting approach to this song, I think. And other than that, it's pretty straightforward. There's an A7. Oh yeah, there it is. My heart is filled with pain. Yeah, it's down there somewhere. Yeah, A7 does show up. That's okay. Other than that, the chords aren't too tricky, except for this G minor 7 on the 3rd fret, which some of you may not be familiar with. And then when we get all the way to the end, the last line, lay-do, lay-do, oh lay-do, oh lay. Because it's a train song, and because we just did the sound of the clickety-clack, I'm going to do that again and throw in a woo-woo at the end. So don't let that shock you or your neighbors. 1, 2, 3, 4. All around the water tank, waiting for a train, 1,000 miles away from home, sleeping in the rain. I walked up to a brakeman just to give him a line of talk. He said, if you got money, I'll see that you don't walk. I haven't got a nickel, not a penny, can I show? Get off, you railroad bum. And he slammed the boxcar door. Yodelay-do, oh lay-do, oh lay-do, oh lay. I added that part. 2, 3, 4. He put me off in Texas, a state I dearly love. The wide open spaces all around me, the moon and stars above. Nobody seems to want me, nor to lend me a helping hand. I'm on my way to San Francisco, going back to Dixieland. Though my pocketbook is empty, and my heart is filled with pain, I'm 1,000 miles away from home, just waiting for a train. I'm 1,000 miles away from home, just waiting for a a train, yodel-lay-doo, oh-lay-doo, oh-lay-doo, oh-lay. Woo! That's Waiting for a Train, 1928. Jimmy Rogers, the yodeling cowboy. Let's see, where were we? We were 2019, 1928, 1961. Climbing back to the future. Climbing back somewhere. Sonny Curtis. Of course, the Everly Brothers made this one of their huge hits, rose to number 7 on the charts. If any of you remember the charts from 1961, which is kind of a trick. Has this iconic riff of D, B minor 7, D major 7, B minor 7, which is just taking your first line and going A, B, C sharp, B, and so, you know, if you don't play this D major 7, and I play it, so I'm playing a B minor 7, and my ring finger is just hovering there waiting to do something useful. I don't try to force my middle finger down there. I put my ring finger down there. That seems to be the natural thing to do, and that's down on that first string, 4th fret. If you don't play that chord, there are other ways to play D major 7, but they don't give you that that chord melody movement that those 4 chords in kind of the D with the open A, the B minor 7 with the closed A, and then your finger down on that 4th fret, and then off again. And you don't get that movement with any other form of D major 7. So obviously, you know, if you want to play D, D, B minor 7, and then you could do 4 more beats of B minor 7. If you wanted to do that, it doesn't, you know, it takes away from the, so my sage advice is learn how to use your ring finger. I know that's not helpful. So another way to look at it would be D, B minor 7, and then you could just put a single finger down there, 1st string, 4th fret, and pop back to B minor 7. And kind of mess around with that if you want to get that, the movement of that nice series of notes. But you can't quite hang with that. Spread out B minor 7 to D major 7. But it is kind of, it's kind of a regular piece of this song. And so if it's not part of your repertoire or it seems tricky, then it's something, you know, you just practice that for a while. So D, this is your second acoustic moment. And I just, you know, maybe just go from B minor 7. Rest, 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 B minor 7. And just get used to that, incorporating. That's why we did all those exercises for the first 6 months, was to try to get your mind to be able to tell your ring finger to do what you want it to do and go where you want it to go when you tell it to do it. Ring finger, 1st string, 4th fret. Okay, boss. Ring finger, 1st string, 4th fret. Okay, boss. Yeah, it kind of works. So, and then what we're doing with the strum is we're combining D major 7 with B minor 7 within 4 beats. And so we're doing down, D major 7, and then pull your finger off to keep the B minor 7 in place. Down, down, off. Down, down, off. Down, down, off. So that was a lot of chatter for that riff, but you can see it dominates the entire song, so it comes back over and over and over again. So if you have questions, this would be a great time to ask. Okay, now you can look at that first line. You got 17 measures of D, it looks like. Actually, there's an apostrophe missing. There's 1, 2 measures of D, and then consider this little space right here as having an apostrophe. So that's your 3rd measure of D. That's your 4th. That's your 5th. That's your 6th. That's crazy. And then you do 2 measures of A, 3, 4, 5, 6 measures of A, 7 measures, 8 measures of A. Oh my God. So how are we going to get through that without falling asleep? So let's go back to Tuesday, where you strum 3, 2, 1. So every second measure, I'm just doing a single strum and doing 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string. Strum 3, 2, 1. So that first D, I'll strum out. 3rd D, 5th D, 1st A, so like that. And that way we'll get through the whole darn thing. There is a D7. There's 2 beats of G, G, E minor 7. All you have to do is remove your ring finger to reveal E minor 7. Put it back for G. That's in that 5th line, 6th line. Before you went away, oh me. 2 beats, 2 beats, 4 beats. Yeah. Let me see the good times we had before you went away. Oh me. That's that one. Other than that, that's slightly tricky, but not too bad. Second to last line, I'm so lonesome every day. Last line, I'm, so that's not a typo, that's I'm so lonesome, I'm so lonesome, I'm so lonesome every day. And, you know, it closes pretty abruptly, so I've written in 4X on my sheet down here at the bottom, so that we're going to play that 4 times. So before we close off with the single D. And that's the name of that tune. Questions? 1. I want you to tell me why you walked out on me. I'm so lonesome every day. I want you to know, since you walked out on me, nothing seems to be the same old way. Think lonesome every day. Three, two, one. 3, 2, 1. Eyes of mine that gave you loving glances once before, changed to shades of cloudy gray. I want so very much to see you just like before. I gotta know you're coming back to stay. Please believe me when I say it's great to hear from you, 'cause there's a lot of things a letter just can't say. Oh, me, walk right back to me this minute. Bring your love to me, don't send it. I'm so lonesome every day. I'm so lonesome. I'm so lonesome. I'm so lonesome every day. 4 times. Slow it down. Aw, Sonny Curtis. Nice job. Of course, y'all remember, he gave them the song just to look at. They walked into the recording studio with just the first 2 sections. The original recording had those first 2 sections, and then they repeated it. So it really only had 1 verse. So that second verse there, the last 2 sections, he wrote later after it had already been recorded. So they loved it, and they said, yeah, we'll record that. And that was back in, 61, so you could get away with a verse and a half. You could get away with Flying Purple People Eaters, so that's how things rolled. That's how they rolled back then. Still a little Jim Croce. He's kind of right there in the heart of that folk 19. So now we have 61. Now we're up to 72. And the Don't Mess Around with Jim album. And it was an album back then. No CDs. They had this thing called a turntable. And my first roommate in college, Wayne Rao, Wayne had Don't Mess Around with Jim, the album, and we played that 1 billion times. So, and that album had Operator on it and Time in a Bottle, maybe Rapid Roy, maybe. But then it also had Walking Back to Georgia, which was a lesser known song from that album. And then a bunch of people started covering it, and in 2016, Sarah Jarosz and her group, I'm With Her, super group, 3 female singers with a fiddle. What does she play? She plays a wacky instrument. It kind of looks like a mandolin crossed by a guitar. I forget what it is. It's like a small cello that you would wear with a strap. It's crazy, but she's a brilliant artist. Anyway, Sarah Jarosz started covering that in 2016, and I heard her do it, and I thought, well, hecky dang, there's a blast from the past. This is pretty straightforward, just country strumming song. We do have a bunch of 2-beat sections. I'm walking back to Georgia, and I hope she will take me back. So, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Of course you could do down, 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 down. But for some reason, rhythmically, as I'm strumming, it feels right to do down, down, up on C. And down, up on G, which is why that shows up in the chart up there, the recommended, suggested strumming patterns. It says B minor, and of course both B minor and B minor 7 are shown up there in the chord diagrams. B minor 7 is, I've never found it to not work perfectly well where B minor is called out. So B minor, just barring the second fret, is just fine. And the more I've been playing it, I've been playing that as a single strum instead of 4 beats of strumming. She's the girl who said she loved you. And the F sharp minor is a single strum also. And then I come back to the E minor. Hot, dusty, Macon road. And that C, bracketed C dot dot G, is down, down on C and up on G and then stop. That hot, dusty Macon road. And if she's still around, gonna settle down. Hard loving Georgia girl. Lost the melody there, but that's okay. I'll get it back when we get started. But that's CG with a hard stop on the G. That's always a fun one. And then Jim Croce, of course, does a great humming. My hum sounds like I'm groaning. So I'll probably try to do ooh, ooh, ooh. So I'll probably try to do some crooning oohs, and even that, it's down in the register, so I'm not quite pulling it off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I might do it with a kazoo. That would be one way to get past the humming part. Walking, yeah. Okay, I think that's good. That's good. Get all the way to the bottom. We do some more crooning or humming. Wait, third, what is this? The fourth shaded section. You do the D, E minor, C, G, D progression, and then you repeat that. So just so you see that. Get all the way to the bottom, and you finish out that progression, and then you go back to the first verse, I'm walking back to Georgia, and then the second section, but she's the girl who said she loved me, and then you close it out. The last thing you do is D, D, C, D. I might hammer that last D. Maybe do that. Questions? Who's got questions? Jim Croce. Love Jim Croce. Died in a plane crash the very next year, 1973. Brilliant artist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm walking back to Georgia. I hope she will take me back. Nothing in my pockets. All I own is upon my back. But she's the girl who said she loved me on that hot, dusty Macon road. And if she's still around, gonna settle down with that hard-loving Georgia girl said she loved me on that hot, dusty Macon road. And if she's still around, gonna settle down with that hard-loving Georgia girl. Ooh, ooh, Georgia, can you hear me calling? I'll be home in just a while. If I had to, I'd be crawling just to share another morning smile. But you're the girl who said you loved me on that hot, dusty long ago. And if you're still around, gonna settle down, you my hard-loving Georgia girl. Cause I'm walking back to Georgia. I hope she will take me back. Nothing in my pockets, all I own is upon my back. But she's the girl who said she loved me on that hot, dusty Macon road. And if she's still around, gonna settle down, that hard-loving Georgia girl. That is walking back to Georgia. That's what we're talking about there. This looks tricky. It's not that tricky. It looks tricky. Hope you got a chance to see Rhiannon Givens. Not Robin. What is her name? I'm thinking, I'm getting stuck because Rhiannon Givens was the name of the sheriff in Justified, and so it'll come to me. It's all good. It's all good. So this A minor with a C, I've got it pictured there as another form of A minor up at the top, but then in the actual song itself, I've got an A minor / C, which means you're just keeping your normal A minor and adding a C note. Now you can do that with your pinky. It might be easier to do it index finger, A minor, and then maybe your ring finger, because you're going to move into A minor add 9, which is adding a B, A minor / B, and that might be an easier move for folks. Index finger and a C with your normal ring finger, and then move the ring finger in. If I do it like this with my pinky, yeah, I might do it with my pinky. But you have to just, while we're sitting here, just think about that. A minor, what do I want to?
Scott, oh.
Okay, here you go.
Okay. Oh, Bob, you're muted. Bob, you're muted now.
No, we're getting deaf.
Oh, that. No, I was fine. I was just whispering. No, I was muted. I came back muted. That's good. We lost power. I don't know what's going on. One of those kinds of days. So I was talking about the A minor with a C note, an A minor with a B note, and one is called A minor / C, and the other one is called A minor add 9. And they're kind of fun and marginally interchangeable. And
I've lost the music. Has anybody else lost the music?
Did it.
Music.
Starting over.
Yeah, Bob needs to share his screen again.
How about them apples?
There we go.
Hey, you fixed it. It's now perfect.
I think you fixed it. I think I screwed it up 7 ways to Sunday, but anyway, A minor C is an A minor with your C note, first string, and A minor add 9 is A minor with the B note, first string, second fret. And so this is another one where we're going to try to do strum 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's E7. E7 sus, you just push your index finger and stack all 3 fingers on that second fret. So it's 2, 2, open, 2. And then pull it back for E7. So that's kind of fun. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, channeling my best Johnny Cash, no toil nor danger in that bright land to which I go. Now on the chorus, and I consider this I'm going home part, it occurs a couple different times and then closes out the song. On the chorus, I'm strumming the first, I'm going home. And then I'm going to do a strum 3, 2, 1. So now I'm combining elements to see my mother. I'm going home, no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. So whether it was obvious or not, every second measure, even though, it's not D for 6 measures, every second measure, just for the heck of it, I'm strumming once, and 3, 2, 1. And sometimes we've got E7 for 4, E7 sus for 4, and E7. Sometimes we've just got E7. I don't know what happened. I used E7 sus maybe on House of the Rising Sun Blues. And maybe I did this chord chart shortly thereafter, and I thought, well, it'd be kind of fun to add an E7 sus. It's not necessary to the song, but it is kind of a nice chord. And it's also in All the Leaves Are Brown, California Dreamin'. But I digress. So we're doing 2 different elements in the instrumental, the opening. We're doing strum 1. You do whatever you want. Strum 1, 2, 1, 2. And then doing that through the I'm Just a Poor, the first verse. And then the chorus, I'm doing a strum, first measure, strum 3, 2, 1, second measure, every other measure. Any questions? Might or might never play it like that again, but it's just to kind of illustrate how to take different elements that we've been talking about and incorporate them into a song. I mean, you could totally do this as 4 down strum.
Bob, are you ignoring the taps?
What?
Are you ignoring the taps?
I love the taps.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna tap, tap, tap.
Okay, just
So
checking.
you got you got to stop. And then you tap, tap, tap. That's all. My taps are always with me. Good call, good reminder. So how's that work? So in that bright land, right after the end of the intro, you do an A minor. I'm just a tap, tap, tap. I'm just a poor. And then at the end of that first verse in that bright land, the third line, D minor, in that bright land to which I go, I'm going home. I just put them in because I like percussive elements. They don't necessarily need to be part of how you might play the song if you played it at some future time, but it gives you a way to incorporate another element that we've been working on for these many months. Any other questions? Annie, where have you been?
I'm busy.
Busy packing for that cruise.
Yes, right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Haunting. Push that finger over. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, no toil nor danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going home. See my mother. Going home. No more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. Push it over. I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is rough and steep. Golden fields lie dressed before me, and each redeemed shall ever see. I'm going home to see my mother. Going home, no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I'm just Jordan. I'm just going over home. One last push. Now, before you go, there are other A minors in the world. One of them is 789, so your E minor shape. Open 987. Open 987, please. Open 987. 1 atom 12, please. 1 atom 12. And then 12, 12, 12. So you could close this out with D minor. And I was playing a D minor 7. When I had 2 D minors in a row, I had time to think about putting my pinky down. So if you heard a little different tone there, I was putting my pinky down for D minor 7. E7, E7 sus, E7, A minor. And then instead of closing out, you could go up to 7, 8, 9. 12, 12, 12. That's not good. Let's try that again. That's better. And then your A minor to resolve. That's kind of nice. Something to think about there that I didn't write in and probably never will, but just thought since we're here chatting, we're just chatting. How's everybody doing out there? Look at you all. Everybody okay? Thanks for helping me helping me have a wonderful hour with you all. Annie, look at you.
That was Rhiannon Givens, right? Is the one?
Rhiannon,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. I kept going Robin. Who is Robin? She's like an NPR news host, I think, or maybe was on, maybe a movie star. I don't know. Now I got to look her up. Yes, of course, Rhiannon. Thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody good? Kathy and Jim, you want to stick around for a minute? I think I'm going to close down the old recording. I think I'm going to stop that.